Ladies, gentlemen, how's it going? Bear with me for a moment. I'm absolutely terrible at this, but we're going to try and make it work. So everyone, this is a business stream. I see the crypto questions coming in. I'm not going to address those. I'm going to act like you're not there. Usually, every few... Where'd the Princess Peach music go? It's getting me in a vibe. What's this thing doing right here? Yeah, there it goes. There it goes. Does it stop playing? I don't like that. It's the first time running a stream with all this stuff going on. Anyways, turns off again. We're fine. So usually at Hyros every few weeks, I like to sit down with all of our customers and answer any business questions they have, ads, regardless of whatever they want to talk about. We can talk business, we can talk hiring, we can talk whatever the hell you guys want to talk about. But what I'm going to be doing on this stream is answering any questions you guys have, and we're just going to kind of shoot the shit and hang out. We'll see if it works. If this goes terrible and everybody starts flooding with crypto questions, we just won't do it again on the business channel. So I'm going to go through questions, and there we go. Someone said lower the music. There you go. It's lowered. All right, so let's see what we got going on here. I'm going to stop playing with the music right now, and we'll get it going. Someone said, fuck, best YouTube ever. Yes, I do have the best YouTubes ever. So what do I think? We'll just start with random ass questions. What do I think about vending machine businesses? I have no idea. I've never met anyone that runs a vending machine business, and I've never participated in a vending machine business, and I have no clue how they work. So the first answer of the day is I have absolutely no idea how to make that business model work. So pretty helpful so far, right? Danny C says diapers. Cool. Yes. There we go. Someone said 99% of us are here from crypto. I think you underestimate just how many customers Hyros and how many people actually come to my serious business channel. Gandalf says, loved your part in Hormozi's book launch. Yeah, that was pretty cool. The whole entire setup that Alex had, the whole entire studio and everything, I was really nervous the entire time because I just went in and it's just 0 to presenting in front of 35,000 people and like Alex's big moment. So it was a little nerve-wracking, but it was fun. It was fun. Alex has come a very long way. It was awesome to be there for him on his big day. Samo says, should I focus on copywriting skills as step 1 to building the right skill set for online businesses? It depends on what you're doing, dude. So, like, of course, you need to be able to sell stuff online. I would focus more on creating a product and service. Now, when you build any business or product or service, you're naturally going to be working on your copywriting the entire time. And what's going to happen, let's say you try to sell something on Fiverr, or you make like a website where you're selling shit to local businesses or something like that. You're naturally going to want to get more customers, and you're going to be kind of peevy that people come to your website and don't buy. So you're going to naturally study up on copywriting and whatnot. It sounds like from your question, not to hate on you or poop on you at all. It sounds like you're trying to study copywriting instead of just going and trying to start a business or find some way to make money. You have to actually take action and do the things that are going to make money, and copywriting in itself doesn't make money. It's a great way to procrastinate about making money though. So those are 2 answers to that question. Why would you recommend a beginner start out with a product? Because if you're a beginner, you're not going to make any fucking money anyways. And the way you make money in business is you have to get good enough at making products and selling products, or making a service, making something to sell and then selling it. And so if you're a beginner, you don't just start by like, if I want to learn how to play guitar, I don't go and study guitar like through a book, or I don't just like go and just learn one line of scales and just focus on that. You have to actually go and try to play a song. You have to go and try and actually play notes and put things together and mess up. And when you pick up guitar, for example, you're not going to be able to play anything coherent, literally, if you're trying to play anything cool for like the first year. And so it's the same thing if you're a beginner. So if you're a beginner, like people are like, well, I'm not ready to do this because I'm a beginner. Like, how the fuck are you going to learn? If you want to learn how to play football, you want to play quarterback, you're going to have to go on the field and just fuck it up for a little bit. So if you're a beginner, that's why I would say go make a product, because that's how you're going to make money in the long term. There's no reason to delay it. Just go jump in the deep end. What would I do if I was 18? I would not go to college. First things first, do not go to college. 2, I would get my cost of living down extremely cheap. If you live in America, I would move to a college town and bunk up with 4 or 5 other dudes in a college town house, which is going to get you extremely cheap rent. Extremely cheap rent. Then I would get a computer. I would get a job at a bar or some local area job, and I would spend all my free time learning how to build and make money, whether it's building a career of whatever you want to do. You can make a lot of money being an employee, by the way. I'm not here to tell anybody that you have to be an entrepreneur. Okay, that's what every other channel does. I think that's kind of silly. But you just going to work on your trade and your craft, whether that's being an entrepreneur or, for example, a whatever role in employment you want to do. And I think if you do that for 4 years instead of going to college, you're going to be very good at what you're trying to do in 4 years. And you're going to make a lot of money, or at least, I think an 18-year-old, if you spent 4 years learning some trade or craft, whatever it is, I think you can get to 6 figures by the time you're 22. Much faster than going to college, you get out and you're massively in debt. So if I drive to Austin, can we get Chipotle? I don't live in Austin anymore. Nobody knows where I live now. I kind of like it. I don't eat Chipotle either. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. There's too many calories in the burritos and you can't get enough volume. Like beans and meat and steak, it's very high caloric for what you eat. So if you just eat like a little bit of it, it has a lot of calories in it. I don't like that. What I like to do is I like to find very low calorie, high volume food and then eat it till I'm literally about to throw up and sick. That's my secret to staying thin and enjoying my food. So I love broccoli with like no calorie cheese sauce. That's what I'm kind of into. Or I make like this ice cream in a blender, and you can make like a jug of it this big, and it's only 300 calories, and you can just eat it till you throw up. It tastes delicious too. That's kind of my spiel. I'd explain why I don't like Chipotle. I think Chipotle tastes great. I really like Chipotle. It's just not worth it. Downing 1,500 calories at once and then being full 3 hours later just doesn't work for me. Gligger says, how do you maximize your time? I mean, I wouldn't really consider myself to be a time maximist. If you watch like a lot of the other entrepreneurs on YouTube, they're always talking about time management and how efficient they are. I don't think I'm one of those things. I think the best way to maximize time is there's the obvious fucking things you can do, which is be super disciplined. Set one of those clocks, block out all the distractions. For example, if I'm in serious work mode, I'll have Twitter and any distraction like that blocked on my computer. I can't use it. And you can use a little time swatch to set work-oriented tasks and then stick to them and go through your schedule with extreme discipline. I don't do that. I'm kind of willy-nilly about work. And I sit down and I wake up at 3 a.m. every single day or 2 a.m. whenever I get up. And I just do the same exact thing every single day. And I try to do all my creative work in the morning from 2 a.m. to 5, 6 a.m. as best I can without distractions, which means Twitter and all that kind of stuff. And then I just kind of freestyle it for the rest of the day. The best way to maximize your time too is just make sure you're not doing stupid shit. Like the key to doing well in anything and succeeding at your goal of being maximum efficient or making maximum money or anything is mostly just to not do stupid shit. So if you're not maximizing your time, it's probably because the time is going somewhere else. So document where it's going and what you're wasting time on and just stop doing those things and you'll be 10 times more efficient. There's all sorts of little patterns and like that clock thing I mentioned or little mental haikus you can tell yourself to be more focused and disciplined with your time. But the thing you're going to get the most ROI from is just not doing the stupid shit and removing all the stuff that's distracting you. So if you have a TV in your house, like when I was building Hyros originally, I didn't have a TV in my house. So I stopped watching TV. And if you're always on social media, like block all that shit. If you play video games, smash your Xbox. These simple little things right here nobody thinks about, and they always look for these big, complicated, complex solutions that sound cool on the internet. The solution is just removal most of the time. So you said there's so many people that want to do online businesses. There are more opportunities in physical services businesses now. I don't know. I've never done a physical service business. But just because a lot of people want to build online businesses doesn't mean like it's oversaturated to the point you can't do it. I'm not telling you even to really start an online business. Like what I consider an online business is where you have employees and you're building some type of software or e-commerce business or something that involves maybe like 4 or 5 people. It's really simple to build a 100, 200K per year job. Let me explain what I mean by job. So for example, when I got out of the military, I did SEO work for local businesses. And I don't really consider that a business. I was basically almost doing like, I was selling my time. And so I was an employee, a minor employee to all these businesses. And so when you're working at like Fiverr or whatever, there's ways you can improve your skill set at something and then sell your time independently. So when you work for a business, you're selling your time to the business. That's for a rate. Usually, if you're good at optimizing your skills and then selling yourself, you can optimize and sell your time to businesses individually, multiple businesses, at much better rates. So for example, if I was doing SEO at a marketing agency, they'd probably back then be paying me like $30 an hour. If I was doing it for business and selling my own time, with the hours I put into the businesses, I was making like $100, $200 an hour for each time for the time I put in. So I wouldn't consider anything super saturated, because you will always be able to do that. There will always be people willing to buy your time if you're good at what you do. So just seek being good at what you do. Most people are not. Now, when it comes to physical businesses and whatnot, I would assume so. I would assume there's more opportunities there if you can figure it out, because most people don't know how to do those things. And so when it comes to business, don't think of it as online or offline. Just think of it more as finding things that are not being offered to businesses and that people need and are in demand of, that they aren't being offered. It's all just a supply and demand game. So just look where the supply is low. That sounds really simple in practice, but a lot of people don't do these basic things when they think about starting businesses or making money. And you should, because you can find all sorts of businesses that just aren't getting something served in the local area, and do that. And you can scale from there. Lewis says, make more videos on SaaS, please. How to grow SaaS. See, the thing is, with my business channel, the reason I make business videos is because our new product, I think I actually have it brought up. Our new product, Air, at Hyros is, I'm not going to pitch it to you guys in the stream. I'm not selling anything. I'm just telling you about it. It's super mainstream, and so it can really appeal to all sorts of business owners, because you just put it on your website and you make 3 to 5% more from your business on the low end of it. So the reason I'm making the business channel right now and making it very mass market is because Air is perfectly positioned to be sold mass market. So while I say I don't have anything to sell you on my channel, eventually when your business starts making money, if you want to make 3 to 5% more, Air is just sitting right there. So that's the reason I'm focusing on more of the low level stuff, more of the mass market stuff on the channel. I'm not going to make SaaS videos, because SaaS videos get no views on YouTube, and I'm trying to get lots of views. I could make videos explaining exactly how I built Hyros to $100 million valuation. Actually, it's way past that right now. I could build all sorts of videos on that. They would get like 1,000 views, and it wouldn't help my business. So I'm not making these videos out of charity. I'm making them to create awareness around my brand and awareness around my personal brand large enough so that people will eventually think about Air in the future when they just want to add AI remarketing to their business. So that's why I'm not going to make SaaS videos. Hi, Ensign. How do you win in a saturated market? So that's a very broad question, because there's obviously times where a market is too saturated and it's just hard. For example, when I built, before Hyros, I built a software company called Market Hero. It was an email company. And if I had built that email company 15 years earlier, we would have been like MailChimp. We would have been a billionaire. But at the time, email was so commoditized and so saturated, and there were so many efficient companies in the space, it just didn't do very well. We got to like 400K a month, but it just couldn't scale past that. And it was a declining 400K a month. So we're constantly replacing customers, which is pretty much failure in SaaS terms. So the company that did do really well right there was Klaviyo, because what they did about the same time we launched is they focused only on Shopify stores. And so what they did in a saturated market is they targeted a sector of the business that was completely not being served, which was e-commerce stores, and only focused on Shopify stores that was really easy to set up. And they dominated and created a multi-billion-dollar company by focusing on a niche of the market that was underserved. So if a market's saturated, it means it's huge and there's a lot of customers in it. So what you need to do is you need to narrow down smaller sectors of the market and find smaller sectors of the market that are underserved if you're committed to getting into a saturated market. You can also go and invent something new, like we're doing at Hyros with Air, or like bring something like when we did originally with Hyros and tracking, you bring it to a market that is just not being marketed correctly. The marketing for tracking companies when we invented Hyros was just terrible. So that's how we took the space then. But those are the things that will help you get into saturated markets or whatever. I missed that question. Where are we? Jurgen says, I'm doing 20K a month with weight loss right now. What would you do? Push to 200K or switch niche? So I always get questions like this, and you're doing 20K a month right now, and you're asking me what you should do to blow up the business, and you want me to give you a specific answer. And the thing is, I can't give you a specific answer because I truly don't know what the fuck you need to do. If you watch a lot of other business advice guys, they're always going to have some specific answer and act like they know what the best thing to do is. I'm not going to do that. I build software companies. I have no clue how to build a weight loss company, okay? So I'm not going to act like I'm not clueless on that. What I will tell you to do is you need to learn how to think through these problems, because I'm not pooping on you for coming on a stream and asking this question, but if you're at the point that the best way for you to figure out how to grow your business is to ask a stranger who's never even seen your business on a live stream what you should do to grow your business, you're not approaching the problem the right way. So I'm appreciative that you're here, but you're just not approaching it the right way. Here's how you approach it the right way. So if you're at 20K a month, you need to sit down and list out every single thing you could do to grow the business. All right. If it's a personal brand or a social media brand, which is based around your personality or something like that, you need to make yourself famous. That's the only way to really grow these things these days. And you need to write down everything you need to do that could possibly grow it. Could I make better advertising? Could I make better content on YouTube? Could I grow my Instagram? How could I grow my Instagram at that point? Could I grow my YouTube? Could I go and put this at a bench? Could I go speak on stage? Can I sell this at Walmart? I don't know what you really do, but you need to list out all the things you could possibly do and then expand on those things. And then you need to pick the ones that look like they're gonna have the most impact and just fucking do them. Your business is at 20K a month and not growing, I assume, because you keep doing the same thing over and over again, and you're trying to overcome it with work. So what a lot of people do is they get to a certain level in business and they get comfortable with what they're doing, and then they just try to do more of it and work harder. So for example, if you want to get to like 100K a month to $1 million a month, you really have to evolve how the business is going to work and how you get customers and how you retain customers. And it really comes down just the product quality at that point, but you have to go and do a lot of things that are out of your comfort zone. Making a 100K a month business doesn't involve the same risk and effort and leaving your comfort zone that making $1 million a month business does, and so on and so forth. So if it's not growing, there's probably a lot of things you know you need to be doing and you haven't tried, and you're just trying to outwork not taking risk. You probably need to go and take some risk, and you need to make something that is new. You need to improve the product. For example, if your product is only making 20K a month and you're advertising it, it's probably, I love you, not very good. If it was amazing, people would be leaving testimonials, reviews, sharing it all over the internet. So make the product better. Figure out how to market the product better. Sell more things to your customers to get them buying more. Do fucking everything that you possibly can. And then if it still doesn't work, then you need to analyze if you're cut out for it or not. Because if you're in the weight loss business, there's tons of businesses in weight loss making millions and zillions of dollars per month. Why can't you? So the reason why I got out of info marketing and selling courses and decided to quit doing that is because I simply don't have what it takes in those industries. For example, to grow a business, like Alex Hormozi, for example, or you look at like Ayman Ghazi or people that are doing really successful courses right now, regardless of how you feel about them. Like you have to go all in on creating a personal brand and creating content, and other examples out there. I don't know if those two is the best, but you have to be able to like sell deep. Like you have to sell a $2,000 course and a $10,000 course and a $25,000 course. And you just have to go all in on that brand. Like that has to be something you're obsessed with and something you really enjoy. I don't like doing that. Like I don't like going and filming cool videos and shit like that. I don't like talking to people or making videos that much at all. So I decided not to do that. And so you need to look at your weight loss business and say, well, these businesses are successful. Am I willing to do all the things they're going to do to be successful? Or should I find something that suits me a lot more? Which, for example, me making software fits me 10 times better because I can just sit at my computer right here and be creative. And that works much better for me than going in. For example, if you look like what Alex is doing with his stuff, like he is just balls to the wall content. Like I cannot do that. I will not do that. I wouldn't enjoy doing that. I'm not pooping on what he's doing, but that's not a level I want to get to. So I'm not going to try and build my business the same way like that. So that's stuff for you to think about. He says, how'd you get over your fear of picking the wrong business to start? I'm worried about picking the Rester Druid when I should have rolled a theory. So look, in a good way, you talked about World of Warcraft there if we're talking about business. And so I'm going to make a good analogy with World of Warcraft. If you want to get good at World of Warcraft, the most important thing is that you start playing. So for example, and this is all relates back to business. I've played basically every class and role in World of Warcraft. I've healed, I've tanked, I've DPS'd, I've played, I don't know, 6 of the different classes throughout the decades I've played World of Warcraft. I don't currently play it right now. But the way I got goodish at World of Warcraft, like I played I forgot what it's called, the heroic dungeon or whatever. The dungeons where they increase the difficulty. I forgot what it's called. Someone in chat will know. But I played the PvE at pretty high levels, pretty decent enough levels. And the reason why I was able to get good at it is because I've just been playing the game for a long time. So if you want to get good at World of Warcraft, the most important thing is you just start playing. Because even if you're playing the wrong class, you're going to get to know the areas, you're going to get to know where the loot is, you're going to get to know how tanks work and how healers work and how your situation works. And so you're not going to be lost. And you're going to be able to kind of translate any of that to any other class you play. So when you're in business, for example, like a lot of the things I know about info marketing, for example, info marketing and selling courses wasn't for me. I don't poop on people that do it. Actually, I do all the time on YouTube because I think it's funny, but there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't like doing it. Like it just sucks. I don't enjoy it. I did that for 5 years. It was the wrong business for me, but all those things taught me how to sell and do email marketing and copywriting and more selling and more selling and more selling and ads. And so all those things apply to Hyros. And so all I had to do was learn how to sell software instead of info products. I could go and do the same thing with an e-commerce company. So the most important thing is when you get in the entrepreneurship, fuck everything, just do it. Like the longer you do it, the way your skills are going to grow is like if you pick the wrong business and you fail at it, you're still going to get better because you just learned a whole bunch of new stuff. The way you really fuck yourself up in entrepreneurship is you do something and then you don't try to improve at it. Like if you pick the wrong business, you're going to get to a point where like, oh shit, this doesn't work. And you're going to do something else and you're going to keep improving and your skill set's going to keep improving as an entrepreneur. What a lot of people do is they get to like 5,000 a month in business and they keep trying to do the same thing over and over again and they don't keep focusing on improving. As long as you keep putting effort into improving and doing it every single day, which means raising the bar and doing harder shit, you're going to get better by default and you're going to stumble upon whatever business is going to make you successful. It's not like choosing your special Pokemon to start a Pokemon and you're stuck with it forever. Like it's just going to come to you and you'll get to the point where you can make basically any business work. The cores of how we make Hyros work, some of the specifics of a SaaS business are like hiring developers and working with developers, but communicating with teams, building teams, selling products, it's all the same thing across business models. You're going to learn the nuances of whatever you get into as you build it and get deeper into it. So don't worry about getting things wrong. Is weed occasionally okay while building a business? Dude, I know people that fucking do heroin and are like fucking billionaires. So do whatever you want. I don't care. Like a lot of people think I'm gonna be like, oh, you smoke weed, you can't do it, or you drink. I really, really, really try to avoid alcohol. I don't smoke weed because of all the negative effects that come with it. But I'm not telling you you can't be successful and do that. Like I know degenerate fucking pieces of shit who are gonna die at like 45 that make so much money it'll make your head explode. So I don't care. The question is it okay with you to be occasionally slower? For it to affect your health and for it to affect your motivation. Like the thing that I hate the most about alcohol is 3 or 4 days after, I'm not motivated to work and I'm not creative and I don't have access to that part of myself. That's really painful. And then also I lose gains in the gym and I don't really get good workouts. So I don't like those things. And so that's why I try to avoid alcohol. Now, don't get me wrong. I love to go get fucked up and wasted every now and then. It's a blast. It's one of my favorite things to do. I just don't do it because it's not worth those prices and the consequences that usually comes with it. So when it comes to weed, you have to ask yourself, is being demotivated all the time and making yourself dumber worth it? Like, I also don't even get why people smoke weed because, like, you want to relax and chill. The reason why you're not relaxed and chill is because you smoke weed and then when it's out of your system, you get paranoid. It's the same reason why, like, if you drink alcohol all the time, you get really bored and uncomfortable when you're not drinking around people. It's because you rely on the drug to do the thing that you could be doing normally. So I see the benefit of drinking because it's fucking fun. I don't see the benefit of weed. Like you just get sleepy and hungry and like chill out. I think it's just kind of a loser drug. So you weigh all those things and then do whatever you want. Like you want to go do heroin? I don't care. Just look at the hours and your results. If you see your results declining because of the thing you're abusing or messing with, you probably need to decide, do you want results or do you want to mess with that thing? Like if you want to play 8 hours of video games a day, do it. Like if you can make millions of dollars a year and play video games for 8 hours a day, go for it. I don't think you can. Okay, so you're gonna just have to find the balance of what you're willing to accept. Smoking weed is going to lower your motivation and your energy and take away your ability to chill the fuck out when you're not high. Is that worth it to you? It's up to you. Nine says where to start as a 32-year-old beginner. Well, you have experience doing other stuff and you probably have a job, hopefully. So same thing I said at the beginning of the stream. Go back and watch on the replay. Get your costs as low as possible. Keep your job if you have it. Spend all your free time trying to learn and build businesses and keep focusing on getting better every single day at it. Eventually, if you keep focusing on getting better and you dedicate a lot of time into it and hard work, while again focusing on getting better, again, it's like if you pick up a guitar and you learn a song and you only play that one song over and over again, you're not going to get any better. You got to keep upping the ante and trying to play harder and harder stuff. Same thing with business. You do that, you will eventually be successful in business or your craft or trade or whatever you're trying to do. It's the same thing as anything else. If you want to get good at jiu-jitsu, when you get off work, you'd go do it and you'd keep upping the ante every single time you do it. And the more you did it and the harder you tried to improve at it, the better you would get over time. It's the same exact thing. How do I value a business I want to sell? By the checks and offers you get. Like I see people are like, yeah, my business is worth $300 million. The reason why I say Hyros is worth multiple nine figures almost at this point is because we got an offer for $150 million and we didn't take it. And the company's much bigger than that now. So I just assume that we're closing in on the multiple nine figures. So that's why I value the business at that. You can take normal SaaS multiples, which most people do, they do like a 10x on it. That doesn't matter if no one's going to give you a fucking check. So it's about the offers that people are actively giving you. If you go and like, oh, my business is valued at $30 million, but no one's going to give you more than $2 million or a year or two multiples on it, then it's worth that. So go to the market and see what people are willing to offer for it. Usually if nobody's emailing you or coming to you to buy your business, this isn't always true, but you're not going to get a good offer on it if that's not happening. And then it's probably not worth too much. Like you're going to get a low ball offer on your business if there's no other buyers for it except one person. So everybody asking like, I'm young, where's the best place to start as a beginner? I've answered it 2 times on this stream. So just go watch the replay after this. It'll be probably timestamped by YouTube. How do you find breakage in a marketplace? So what Matthew's referring to right here is my favorite technique to make money in B2B is you find breakage in businesses. These are little gaps in their business model where they're losing money. So for example, at Hyros, with most tracking companies or most people running ads, because they don't track their ads properly, they fail to scale their ads about 15 and 20% further, and they also waste about 10 to 15% of their ad spend. So if you're spending $1 million per month, that's nearly about, you're spending $1 million a month to do $1 million back. That's usually about like $100,000 in lost revenue. Okay. So I think that math is correct. If I do bad math in the stream, you guys need to realize I'm an idiot. So I'm not trying to be exact there. Anyways, that's huge breakage in the business. They're losing a lot of money from not tracking their ads correctly. So I found that breakage and I'm able to show businesses how much more money they will make by just plugging Hyros in or our solution. And so that fixes everything for them. And then we bill them based on the money that they make from it. So for example, businesses doing $100,000 a month from ads, they make an extra $20,000 from the ads because they're using Hyros. It's very easy for us to bill them $2,000, $3,000. And it's very easy to sell the product. You don't have to do this to sell every B2B product or any product in general. I just find that's the easiest pitch ever. I like selling a $100 bill for $20, and so that's what I focus on. So how do you find breakage? It's usually really easy if you work in the industry. Like I ran ads for forever and I still run ads to this day. Tracking was just terrible and everybody always complained about it at marketing events and ad events. They just hated, they couldn't see where their sales were coming from long-term in Facebook. So going to industry events, working in an industry, talking to people in the industry, and just listen to what they complain about all the time. And also look at their business model. Look at the entire way through, how they get a customer from start to finish, how they serve their customers, and see if there's any places in that funnel or that process where they're losing money or they could add something that would make them more money, a 3-5% gain here. For example, at Air, people lose their customers when people come to the website and don't buy. Air figures out who they are and then uses AI to talk to them to convince them to come back to the site and buy. And that automatically adds 3 to 5% to their business like that. Like we have a business hop on, they're doing 100,000 a month, boom, they're making extra 10,000 bucks a month. Then that breakage that we fixed right there, I can bill them 1,000, 2,000 a month for it, no problem, because they're making 10. So that's how you go and find breakage, and that's what you want to look for. Matthew Brown says, I'm 28, I'm in biz doing 80K a month, getting leads from content, warm outreach on LinkedIn. Should I do paid objects or is it a shiny object? You should do absolutely fucking everything. So whenever I'm doing these streams for high-risk customers or for just people in general, the thing I get is always like, should I do this thing? Should I move on to this thing? Should I hop to this thing? And they want me to like give them a situation or a yes, no on it. And like, Matt, I don't know what your business is. So I don't know if you should do ads or not. And frankly, my opinion really doesn't count here. What you should do is you should list out everything, like I said before, I've given this answer already, that could improve your business. And then you should just fucking go ham on it and just see what happens and then give it a really good go and just keep doing it. So if like you're thinking, hey, maybe ads would work, do it. Like hire someone, just go balls to the wall at it and see if it works. And then if it doesn't work, like do it even harder. Like obviously ads are a way to scale a business. So do it, like go very hard on it. And then you should also list out 5 or 6 other things you should be doing and do them too. Like sit the fuck down for 10 hours, 12 hours a day and do everything you possibly can to grow the business. You will find little chinks in the armor of business growth and you will find these little hooks and then you can grab onto them and climb up to the next level. The worst thing you can do is sit around thinking like, should I do this thing or should I not do this thing? Lack of action and lack of improving your skill set of an entrepreneur is why your business is stuck. You're not taking the next leap or challenge and you're not challenging yourself to do things you don't understand. Therefore, you're stuck and stagnant. You're not going to like outwork what you're doing without some changes. So you have to take that leap and you have to go do stuff that's not going to work out or not going to work out for 6 months or so on and so forth. Are Twitter ads dead? No, I just don't know what the fuck is going on with Twitter ads. You go on there, like you can literally retarget your own customers, spend $1,000 a day on it, and you will get 0 conversions. I don't know what is up with Twitter traffic, but it is just cursed. I don't know why it's so bad. You would think if you like target someone that follows a SaaS company, you're probably going to get like SaaS customers. You just get nothing, like just crickets, just clicks that don't do anything. It's very bizarre. Elon Musk should really fix that. It's by far the worst traffic online, but you see everybody using Twitter. I don't get it. Someone said to scale to 7 figures, do I need to build a service from scratch or would it be enough to do the same as competitors but with a better offer? A lot of people think 7 figures is a lot of money, and I get it, and I understand that it is to a lot of people, but 7 figures in business is not a lot of money. Like, you can have just the most dog shit, ragtag, goofy-ass business and make millions of dollars a year from it. Like, it's not a high level. So you can get there with a unique product very easily. You can get there by copying competitors. The better way to think about this is, what's the best way to make a lot of money in general? You make an offer to people in a marketplace that is underserved. You find a niche or a sector where you can deliver the best possible offer. So for example, if you're selling ads to local businesses, you're not going to be the best in town, period. But if you niche down your offer down to selling ads to doctors that only do feet stuff, foot doctors, and your ads and everything and all your funnels and everything are optimized around that, you have the best offer in town and can give the best results. Therefore, you're going to get all those customers. And if you deliver a really good product, they're going to tell more people and then you're going to get more customers and the business is going to scale naturally. The best way to think about things isn't in these black and white rules, but more down to the basic foundations. How do you make a fuck ton of money? You have to have customers that buy your product because it's the best possible product in the market. Well, how do you have the best possible product in the market? You do what I just talked about. You niche down and kind of hack the system that way. Then how do you make a lot of money from that? Well, you then go and sell to them and you get better at selling these things and you make a product so good that they continue paying you and buying more from you. And then you just repeat this system right here as much as you can. That sounds very simplistic, but that's how you want to think about it. That's way better than thinking like, can I copy people or not copy people? There's going to be 10 different ways in experiences you're going to have in business where sometimes that's the answer, sometimes that's not the answer. It's better to get down to the core foundations that are always the answer, which is what I just described. Where'd you get funding from? Hyros? This guy. I've always been good at making money. I was making like, I don't know, $10 million a year in infoprocs and like little small softwares and stuff that I was launching in SEO and stuff before Hyros. So that's where I got the money from. I don't like raising money. I don't like giving people chunks in my company. I like to own the vast lion's share, max majority of my companies as I can. I don't like taking investors and stuff like that. Someone said, "What's the mustache?" It's funny. You guys wait. I'm gonna dye my hair blonde here, or bleach blonde here soon, because it looks ridiculous for crypto. Just get those clicks. How do you think AI is changing search ads opportunities that might use GPT instead of Google? I mean, it already is. And I think GPT and Google are just going to start putting ads in their AIs. That's what I see happening. Is software the best way to go as far as making money? No. There's so many different ways to make money. I know people that have the weirdest ass business models and do all sorts of weird shit. Like I have a friend who has a light bulb company that does like $30 million a year. Like you can make money doing anything. You just have to be good at it. The best way to make money is to have the best product in the space so that you get all the customers and everybody wants to come to you and you're known for it. And then keeping those customers and getting them to spend more and then using the customers' results and the brand awareness of your product plus really good marketing to get more customers in and repeating that over and over. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you focus on those fundamentals, you're going to win. If you don't have the best product and you don't keep your customers and you don't get a lot of results, they're not going to have a good business. It sounds so stupid, but it's true. Most people don't focus on that. They don't have the best product. Why can't I sell your product? Because there's 15 other people that are better than you. Well, why am I not making more money? Because your customers leave and they don't get results. You don't like if you look at all these info businesses and stuff out, the reason why people lose their customers and they don't scale to giant money is because people don't come back and buy more. It's just that simple. So if you focus on these fundamental things, that's going to get you so fucking far. I'm gonna tap on that over and over again in the stream because just people, they think it's going to be some complex thing. Where like just a really good example the other day, you saw Alex Hormozi stream. He sold an info product in the same exact way info products have been sold for the last 50 fucking years. Did 100 million in a day. Base business fundamentals. That's it. I'm sure there's a ton of people watching the stream right now to sell info products, but you can't do that. Why? You're not focusing on the fundamentals and building the brand and the relationships with customers that they are. It's that simple. It's not like you got on stream and said something magical. And so that's where you need to take your focus to. Ipo says, "Hey, I'm 18 years old. I'm 18 years old, and I make about 15K a month with my agency. There's this BMW M4 I want to buy for 80K. Should I go ahead and buy it or reinvest all my money into it?" So I'm not going to ask because as soon as I made like a little bit of money, I'm like, Lamborghini. And I just went and I first bought a Maserati, and then I was like, got even more successful a few months later. I'm like, fuck the Maserati. I want a Lamborghini. So I went and bought a Lamborghini. And it wasn't like I could barely afford it, but I definitely could have invested my money better at the time. So probably not the guy to ask. Just ignore that. Ignore that. I'm much richer now than when I got my first Lamborghini. I can actually just afford that one behind me, just shits and giggles cash. But look, it's up to you what you want to do, man. If you want to go get the BMW, it's not going to help you. It's not going to help you scale your business, and it's going to add more, it's going to hold you back, especially at 15K a month. That thing's probably $1,000 to $2,000 a month in hard cost. So you're not going to take the risks that you should be taking because you have to pay for the fucking BMW. Okay. It's like, for example, I have the Lambo behind me. Like you could light that thing on fucking fire and blow it up. I could lose all my money on it. It's not going to affect me at all. It's not affecting my ability to take risk with my businesses. If you have the BMW and you're making 15K a month and then after taxes, you're like at 10K a month, you're dedicating 1/5 of your income, anywhere around there, to paying for the fucking car. You're not going to take the same level of risk and you're going to grow slower. So do you mind growing slower? If the answer is yes, don't get the car. If you really want the car, go get it. I don't care if you get it or not. I know you want to go have that first thing of success. Cool. you're just not going to grow as fast or take the same action. So you're just going to balance out what you want. What are your thoughts on the $100 million money models by Alex? I've dug through it a little bit, but I mean, I've known Alex for so long. We come from kind of the same school of internet marketing. I'm not claiming to be as good as Alex is when it comes to like generating revenue and sales and market. He's 10 times better at it than I am. A lot of the things that Alex talks about, I've been living for the last 15, 17 years of my life. Like a lot of all these things, we come from the same exact class of internet marketers. Me, him, Russell Brunson, Sam Ovens. Like it's the same high school class of internet marketers. Russell Brunson owns ClickFunnels. Sam owns School. Alex, obviously, acquisition. So a lot of the things he does and everything, like I've just been doing for so long that I know they work. And the thing about Alex and how he breaks it down is Alex has a superpower of breaking down things and making it so people can really understand them. And I think he's the best teacher of these things and also the best applier of good old basic fundamental marketing and sales tactics. So I think it's incredible. And I think everyone should read his stuff. He's the best there is online at the moment of actually teaching this stuff by far, like by leagues, multiples of 5 at least. Someone said, touch the Lambo. People always say it's fake. I can afford a car, guys. Don't worry. I don't have to stoop to using AI. I can afford a car. I've had enough success that I could buy a Lamborghini. You can trust me on that. You don't have to trust me on anything else. But Damien says, what are your thoughts on dildo coin? The crypto people are here. Please turn it on. You notice I'm in an enclosed space, right? No, I'm not going to do it. Like, I'm not going to open my garage, make this room super hot, and then fill it with the smoke and everything. If you don't want to believe it's real, then I actually take it as a compliment because, like, the amount of effort it would take to get a fake Ferrari, or I mean, a fake Lamborghini in here, get all the seating, everything, but just not have the engine in it or something, like, removed, that would take way more effort than just going and buying a fucking car. So, whatever. Either way, I'm doing something impressive. What's your secret to writing persuasive YouTube intros? I'll give you a little blueprint here in a second. But the thing you need to focus on is what's going to hook and keep the viewer there, and what does the viewer want? So, for example, like the reason why my crypto videos do really well, and they do much better than other crypto channels, is because I know exactly what the viewer wants, and I focus on that in the video, and I constantly hook and bait them with it. So what people want in crypto is extremely fast, cheeky fucking gains. That's the only thing they fucking care about, and they want to know what coin is going to pump next. And what you have to do when you're starting a video is you have to, one, confirm that that's what they came to the right place. So you notice any of my intros, I get that in there with the jokes. You have to catch their attention, which is why I do all the hyperbole and crazy shit in the crypto videos. And then you have to demonstrate competence, which is why you see me talk about the results and coins that have moved that I've mentioned in past videos. And then you have to double down on the results you've gotten, which is where people get hooked. And then you have to get into the actual content and confidently reference where you're going to take them to or that end destination. You'll notice a lot of videos, I don't talk about altcoins or anything until about 25 minutes in. That increases my watch time. So those are things to think about. What you actually want to do is you want to use these hooks and baits to actually teach people. So I use these gimmicky things in crypto, the crack cocaine, to lure people into actually learning about crypto and how to do it somewhat fucking correctly. No one's going to make money doing crypto. Everyone's going to lose all their money. I'm honest about that in the videos. But that's how you want to go and structure videos, and that's how you want to think about it. When it comes to intro themselves, I like to do the full hook and everything in the first 2 minutes, and then break down what they're going to learn, and then get straight into the content, and then you just want to be changing very rapidly through the video. So changing screens, changing topics, moving like that, while constantly baiting to like the end reward of what they're looking for. Those are some things that will help. That's cool, Jacob. Doing $3 million a month. That's awesome. I don't have any time to advise anything right now. I'm flattered by it, but I am head down on Hyros. I don't want to think about anybody other people's businesses. But that is fucking awesome where you're at right now. I'm very proud of you, man. That's good news. Good for you. So what's your target audience for this live stream? We have all our high-risk customers. We have people that want to start businesses. We have general people that are just here to watch me yabber. The point of this entire channel is just to grow my personal brand in the internet marketing space so it's big enough that lots of mass businesses listen to me in general. And then when they listen to me, they're inevitably going to hear about high-risk air, which fits into every business and increases their revenue by like 3 to 5%. You just put it on your website, you make more money, period. And then that will naturally lead people to the site. Very similar to saw like how Alex Hormozi's grown his brand and now people are joining school. Same exact thing. If you did a business channel for your businesses, why do you do your crypto channel? The main reason I do the crypto channel is, one, because I have a lot of fun with it. But two, the amount of following and awareness I have in the space basically allows me to seed invest and do VC deals and angel investment deals that I could never, ever, ever get as a normal person. So, for example, there's constantly new exchanges, new technology, new AI stuff that's launching in the crypto space. And I'm not just talking about like getting in coins and like ICOs early. Like there's a lot of really cool technology that's constantly launching, new businesses that are starting, that I'm able to get VC and angel deals in because of my reputation in the space and how large it is. So one of the main reasons I do it there is because it gives me one of the best investment opportunities early in basically any crypto project I want. Not just little like shitcoin ICOs, but like large technical, big, giant future of the world companies. And so I take a lot of money I make in Hyros and then I use it for angel deals for all sorts of blockchain check because I think it's going to rule the world. If I didn't have a couple million followers and the most views per video crypto channel in the space, I wouldn't be able to get into those deals and no one would want my money. So that's one of the main reasons I do the crypto channel, because I've made a lot of money, not from coins and stuff like that. I've made some good money and gains in coins, trust me. And all the things I talk about on the channel, alt season, all that stuff, I think it's still coming. I think we're about to make a fuck ton of money. On top of that, I've made a lot of money investing in crypto companies and new exchanges launching and new DEXs and all sorts of stuff like that, you know? So that's one of the reasons I do it. A lot of questions. Can you grow a brand on Twitter? You don't grow your brand on Twitter. You grow your ad on YouTube and you grow your brand on YouTube and Instagram, and you talk to your audience on Twitter. The reason why I have a big following on Twitter is because I have a really big YouTube channel. People didn't start following me on Twitter until YouTube. It's the same thing for everything else. You don't build a brand on Twitter. It's the laziest, most low effort, low risk, comfort zone way you could try to build a brand, which is why a lot of people that do it, they don't really ever get anywhere, you know? So I wouldn't do it. So someone said, how would you feel about missing out on friends and outings because you're so busy building businesses? Well, if you're young, I wouldn't give a shit, because all the people that you're hanging out with, you're not going to see post 30, especially if you're like entrepreneurial driven, like all your boys in your 20s and stuff like that. Granted, a lot of my friends from my 20s are successful entrepreneurs now. I'm actually, yeah, I mean, a lot of my friends are entrepreneurs, so I am happy that I hung out with them. There's tons of other people, and I made so much time for hanging out and like doing stuff with friends. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. You're not going to know any of these people past 35. And so you're just going to like sacrifice the most important thing, which is like your goals and your ambitions and like having money fucking handled, to hang out with people that you're not even going to talk to. You'll maybe see them once a year past 35. Like, there's no, what do you, I get it if you want to like spend time with your kids or your parents or something like that, but like, you don't need to be spending 48 hours every single weekend with your parents either. You don't need to be spending 15 hours a day with your kids. People disagree with me on that. I just don't fucking care. That's my opinion. And so, yeah, I don't think you should really prioritize those things, because they just don't matter, and you're not going to talk to any of these people in the future anyways. So what is going to matter is when you're 35 and you want to start a family, and you're going to start making your long-term friends that you really spend like a lot of time with. Like, the people that I talk to the most now are not friends I had in my 30s. And I wouldn't know those people unless I built my businesses and got to the level of success that I am right now. And you might be thinking, well, sucks that, they'd only be friends with you because you're successful. Yes, killers like to hang out with killers. That's just what it is. If you don't like that, then I'm sorry. It's kind of selfish and self-centered, but that's how people operate. And so that I wouldn't have any of those things or be able to fund my family or do whatever the fuck I want whenever I want if I hadn't focused so much of my time on building businesses and making money. And I love my day-to-day life now, so I'm really happy I did it. I would be really pissed off if I had invested even more time in hanging out with people. So I just wouldn't do any of it. Just 20. Dude, go move to fucking Ibiza if you want to have a good time. It's okay if you want to have a good time. Go move to fucking Ibiza, get a bar job, split an apartment with 5 other dudes, work your fucking ass off while you're there, get a bar job, go hit on chicks, do whatever you're gonna do, but focus on the business. Like you're not gonna have any of your friends from your 20s, or you're gonna very, very rarely see them. And I guarantee you, at 35 or wherever, when you're like, you've made it and you're very rich and successful, you're not gonna be like, oh man, I really wish I'd gone to the bar a few more times. I missed out on. No, you're not. You're gonna look at your fucking house and your life and all the cool things you've done and who you've become as a person. Be like, wow, I'm happy I sacrificed a little bit. Do you have any interest in video game dev? I love coding video games and I love making video games, like the ultimate form of creative art. I just think it's such a hard fucking business model that I don't pursue it. Like I can code stuff up in Java and forgot what it's not coming to me right now. I forget things all the time, but I can code up games in Java, all sorts of stuff, really easy. I'm pretty good at it too, but it's just, you can't make money doing it unless most games fail. Most of them don't make money. And then even the ones that do, it's just like, it's not even that much money. There's examples like Fortnite and everything that are different, but it's just hard. So that's why I haven't pursued that. Are you and Elio lovers? Yes, I'm gay as fuck. How did you know? What if the game made folks money? Goal's for me to make money. I don't care if it makes people money. I'm gonna make that game to make me money. I'm trying to get other people rich. Well, I'd make the sleaziest little Farmville money extraction motherfucking game you've ever seen. That's probably what I would start with if I was making games. I don't want to do that. And how to start gathering a team for software development. The best thing to do is to hire a CTO that can do that for you. Whether he owns an agency, which is very common these days. A lot of people have like an agency they add developers to and they build a lot of projects, and then if the project works, they like dedicate the team to you. That's the best way to do it. If you've never worked in tech or anything like that before, you really don't need to be hiring developers. You need a CTO, and his job is to find a developer talent and hire them. Should I start a tutoring SaaS company? I don't know. Should you? Do you want to? Would you like to make more money? Then you should probably start the company. If I don't care what you do, dude. If you want to sit in your house and fucking jerk off and do heroin, I'm fine. That's cool. Like, don't come to me for advice right here. I'll tell you can fall to whatever level of filth you want. It's fine with me, buddy. Can you make big money if you never want to scam or lie to people, even 1%, or is it slower? I don't even know what to fucking do with that question, dude. The fact that you think you have to lie and scam people to make money, like, I think you need to go and I think you need to sit down and ask yourself why you're so fucking jaded. And why you're so grumpy, because that question makes no sense. Like, go. Like, you look at businesses all day, like, look at all the stuff you bought and you're like, I'm looking at this microphone right now. The person who made this, probably a multimillionaire. Did he scam me? Did he lie to me? The problem with making money is not the fact that you can't do it without lying and scamming. It's that you have some really weird limiting beliefs, and you need to go sit down, read some Eckhart Tolle, and just get this shit out of your system, buddy. Talk about Sam Ovens. He has fantastic hair these days. Just, have you seen his mane? Very handsome. Very handsome. It's going to add to the gay saga going on here. Is it okay to eat cake and coffee every day? I'm sure people watching this stream like, why does he keep picking the stupid question? It's because the really short questions are easy for me to read. Here's a pro tip. If you want your question answered, don't write a book. I'm not going to read it all on stream. It just takes too long to read, and it's hard. All right, so what was the question? Should I eat cake and coffee? Dude, whenever you guys ask me, like, should I do or not do this thing, you have to understand, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, I don't give a fuck about your life. I love you. Thank you so much for being here. It's great. But like, I got other things going on in my life than worrying about whether you eat cake and coffee. Look, man, if you want to wake up every morning and pound 8 fucking cappuccinos and eat a cake and take a cosmic shit later in that day and just get fat and gross and have a heart attack from drinking too much coffee, like, do it. Like, if you're happy, do it. Whatever you want to do in your life and you want to chase after, do it. So if that's your life goal, by all means. But what you need to also do when you're asking questions like this is analyze, like, what do I actually want out of life? I don't eat cake every single day because I like having a 6-pack and looking good. I don't like logging. I've gotten into fat a few times over the years in some of these videos, and I always look at myself in the videos and I'm like, you look fucking fat, and I don't like that. So that's why I don't eat cake. And so you have to analyze what you want out of life, and I like having a 6-pack and being fit, so I don't eat cake, okay? Now, I do drink coffee. The reason I drink coffee is because I love uppers. So obviously I'm going to drink coffee. That fucks up my sleep. So I've obviously put coffee ahead of sleep in some instances. So you just got to ask yourself, what do you want? I like doing uppers more than I like sleeping well. There you go. That's why I drink coffee. You should put yourself through the same mental gymnastics I do to figure out what you want to do. It's not about what Alex Becker thinks you should do with your life. Stefan says, how do you hire and find good people? So the first answer is just go do it and try. The reason I'm able to find good people and hire good people consistently is because I just did it. I've just done it for a long time. That's it. Like, how do you throw a football? Well, you go out there and you just start throwing the football. Now, some few general tips that you want to look for. I'm going to try to do it without being too vague. You want to find people that are doers, aka when they're accountable and they're doers. This is just one of many tips. These are people that when they see a problem, they just roll up their sleeves and do it. And then they also take accountability for everything. So they don't like wait for other people to do things and they blame themselves for everything. You also want to find people, the best, because I've hired a lot of great people in my time, and I don't think it's because I'm fantastic at it. I think I just got lucky. But the sign you've hired someone great is that when you give them a system, they just naturally start making it better without you needing to tell them what to do. And then they find things in the company in their area and they just keep making it better and better without you telling them what to do. And if after 6 months you're still telling them what to do and they don't know everything they're doing way better than you do, you probably kind of hired the wrong person. Now, this doesn't apply to everything. Like, this is for the leadership of your company that's going to be hiring other employees. Yeah, that's just the best general tip. I mean, I could go on like a 30-minute rant about hiring and all the generalities around it. I don't think I'd be very good at teaching that because like a lot of things I do, I just use my gut, which isn't useful for teaching. I would go find other people on YouTube. For example, there's all these interviews with really good COOs, like the COO of Stripe. I forgot her name, but there's an hour-long interview and all she does is talk about hiring. So find the CEOs, the COOs usually, because they're the people doing the hiring at these companies and the team management, and then watch them. Look at companies that you idolize, find who their COO is, and then go watch it. And that's how you're going to really learn all the little tips about hiring. Layla Hormozi, fantastic, like the best hirer, COO person you could ever learn from. That's another great place to learn from. Me, I just use my gut, and I don't have my thoughts always broken down like they do, so they're probably better resources. When will you write a new book? I don't like writing books. I don't want to do books. There is hundreds of hours of me talking on YouTube. I think that's enough. I think that's enough information. I have a local business. Would you start with Google Ads or Meta Ads first? Google Ads in that instance, because you can actually advertise around you. Advice on how to learn copy and sales fast. You go and try and sell something. And then what's going to happen is it's not going to sell, and you're going to go, Nyah! And then you're going to be motivated to try and sell it better. And then you're going to like read a book on copywriting, and you're going to try again, and you're going to write the page, and you're going to see everything that's wrong from that book you wrote. You say, oh, this is shit, and you're going to rewrite it again. Like, for example, if you go and look at the Hira site, every page on this site is copywritten by me. Every single little thing. I think you can see my screen. Everything that's on here is copywritten by me. Design, everything. Of course, graphic designers made it, but everything, every page of the site is copywritten by me. The reason I'm able to do that is because I've written so many of these damn sales pages and so many long form info pages and so many webinars and all these things that I know how to copywrite. And so the way I did it is I've read a lot of copywriting books and everything back in the day. Like I've read all the Dan Kennedy books and all the sales books and everything. Eventually I just stopped reading them and I just start doing these things, and you eventually kind of see what works and what doesn't. And then you get a flow for it. So the best way, most of the time, guys, is just to do it. You want to get good at jujitsu? You got to go fight people. You got to go do the stuff and put it to the test. I think this is it. Yeah. A few more questions. I'm going to hop off. How to off-ramp large amounts into banks without being flagged. Who do you guys think I am? Current diet. It depends if I'm trying to lose weight or not. So if I'm like trying to lose weight, I'm going to eat broccoli, chicken breast. I'm going to make this ice cream, the thing I talked about, which is like, you can make this much ice cream. It's only like 300 calories. And I'm going to eat like a lot of food, like squash, that has high volume and little calories. If I'm going to be trying to put on muscle and everything, which I need to do, I actually lost way too much weight recently, experimenting with this last diet. So now what I'm doing is I'm eating lots of steak, berries, and more broccoli, and that ice cream I talked about, and then squash and and grilled chicken breast. Just get your calories and macros right and eat clean. Dave said, huge question. When did you incorporate employees in the option pool? My product business does around 1 million ABD. Like, you don't need to worry about this stuff. Like, this is playing business stuff. Just pay your employees well, or see what they want. I really don't, like, if I could go back in time, I'm really happy that a lot of the people at Hyros got equity that did, but I gave a little bit of people too much equity. I still own like the Lions, like max, like cheeky amount of ownership of Hyros because I invested in everything. So I own like most of it. But even that little bit that I gave away, I am happy that I've made a lot of my employees millionaires. I would have structured it a little bit differently, or if I could start over again, I wish would have paid people more money to not give away equity, because I just like owning as much as I possibly can in my companies, because it's more motivating, because then you just see your net worth skyrocket because of your direct actions. So I would just like not do it. Just pay them more money. They'll take it. Tell us about the company you sold to ClickFunnels. I made a company called Conquer, which was basically an SEO Fiverr, and it did pretty well. It got to like 70, 80,000 a month. And then I sold it to ClickFunnels because they wanted to build like a funnel Rolodex. And then I think ClickFunnels just absolutely bombed and killed the thing. And then my buddy made a clone of it called Legit. And I think that does still very well to this day. So LaFlame says how to get motivated. And I'm going to give you an answer that nobody else gives. So everybody's going to tell you like, find the thing you're really into, or like, fuck motivation, just do it. No matter how you feel. You're gonna get some range of answers like that, like find the thing that drives you and wakes you up in the morning, or fuck your emotions, just sit around and grind your teeth. I don't think that's the case, because I wake up and I'm motivated every single day and I'm excited to do stuff. So I'm going to tell you why. And it's not because I do something that specifically speaks to my soul. Like Hyros, I didn't just wake up one day, I'm like, oh, ad tracking and analytics, it's my fucking thing. It's not something I would have gotten into if the money wasn't so good. So how do you get motivation? So I think the reason why most people aren't motivated is the same reason I can get unmotivated. If I get around and I start drinking and I eat bad food and I don't take care of myself and I don't hold myself to higher standards, and I include a lot of distractions in my life like Twitter and overload all my dopamine by doing all sorts of the dopamine things. I'm sure you guys have seen all the dopamine detox videos out there. I'm not going to be motivated. So for example, if I'm playing World of Warcraft, I'm routinely drinking on the weekends, I'm eating bad, low quality food, I will have zero motivation. And I think the reason why most people aren't motivated to find stuff that they're interested in and have energy is because their brains are fucked. It's just that simple. If you remove all these things and then start, I'll give you the second part here in a second. If you remove all these things, you're naturally just going to be motivated. Like, you're not going to want to sit in your room and do nothing. Get rid of the fucking television. Get rid of all your video games. Clean up your diet. Stop smoking pot and drinking. Get off social media. and stop overloading your brain. Stop mounting the Manicore. The old viewers know what I mean there. And see what comes up. You're probably going to see yourself become motivated. Now, the second part of that is find ways to free your time so that you can do things that you're motivated to do and enjoy them and explore that. So what does that mean? A lot of people have a job and they have a lifestyle which keeps them in the job. So if you're making $100,000 a year but you need $40,000 a year, you're not going to quit your job. You can just reduce your lifestyle so you only need $10,000 per year. Just move to fucking Wyoming. And you'll have all this free time where you can like lower your hours of your job and then focus on the thing you're passionate about. And you're going to be motivated because you're like doing stuff you enjoy every day. That's it. Like I naturally want to wake up and work on my business. I naturally want to lift weights and exercise. I naturally want to do the crypto videos. Like I enjoy doing it. I don't have to try to be motivated for that because I keep myself clean. I swear to you, the second I start drinking or eating cake or playing video games, I don't give a shit. Like if I'm playing World of Warcraft and I don't care if my business is making hundreds of thousands of dollars a day, I'm like, this tanking quest, this tanking dungeon and my gear level is unacceptable. I'm going to work an hour on Hyros a day, and then I'm going to tank for 8 hours straight. I've done that before. Like I put multi-million-dollar business to the side and be like, time to fucking tank. I will do the same exact thing as you do. So fix those things first, and I promise you, you'll probably find motivation to do something productive. I think we're hit the hour. All right, guys, we hit the hour. I'm gonna go lift. Actually, give me an X if you enjoyed this, and we'll do this every Tuesday. I think. How many people do we have on right now? I haven't checked. I think let's go. Oh, X's, you enjoyed it. Good. I guess I did a decent job. Oh, 1,100 people watching. That's pretty good.
UGC.
That's like better than it's better than my crypto streams. Okay, guys. Well, hey, I know I'm usually a dick in these videos, but I do really appreciate you guys coming and attending today. I'll be doing these every Tuesday going forward, or maybe every Thursday. I don't know. I'm very disorganized. I'll do them every week, probably. And if you're a Hyros customer, we fucking love you. Thank you for enabling everything we do. If you're not a Hyros customer, you should go to hyros.com. You should go look at the website because, I mean, it's just beautiful. I mean, just look at that. Oh, look at these designs. Look at the rainbows. Like this is just dopamine right here. And then maybe you should consider buying because like you'll make more money. We guarantee it, or you don't have to pay for it. Like we actually guarantee it. If you plug Hyros in and don't make more money from air or our tracking, you don't have to pay for it. Guaranteed. That's why all the famous people use our tracking. If you've ever seen it, it's pretty cool. Actually, I'll just go back to the homepage. Like you can see all the really cool people that use our tracking. Yeah, it's fucking phenomenal. So you should check it out when you get bored later. So great sales pitch, right? All right.